Gainesville, Florida is located in the north-central part of the state. It has a full-time population of about 130,000 people, plus about 70,000 university students. The city is home to the University of Florida, which is the major employer in the city. Gainesville is also known as a leader in solar energy and is ranked number 5 in the world in per capita solar installation. The city has 2 wastewater treatment facilities. The oldest, originally built in 1930, has a capacity of 7.5 million gallons per day. Although the plant has been updated over time and has discharged high-quality effluent, there was a problem with high levels of nutrients in the discharge. The nutrients, primarily nitrogen and phosphorus from the plant's effluent and stormwater, were being discharged into Sweetwater Branch, which flows into Payne's Prairie Preserve State Park. Once there, the water makes its way to the Alachua Sink, which flows directly into the Florida Aquifer. The Florida Aquifer covers 100,000 square miles and supplies water to most of Florida and other southeastern states. Nutrient pollution is a serious environmental and health problem. It can cause massive excess algae, killing fish and other life, and is harmful to human health when in the water supply. The city, through its Gainesville Regional Utilities Division, GRU, had 2 primary approaches available to solve the problem. They could expand the existing treatment plant to remove the nitrogen and phosphorus, or the second option was to modify the plant to use an innovative engineered wetland to remove the nitrogen compounds. They chose the Wetland Approach, which was called the Payne's Prairie Sheet Flow Restoration Project. Wetlands remove nitrogen compounds by plant absorption, sedimentation, and most importantly, metabolic processes by microorganisms which naturally occur in the water. The wetland is designed so that Sweetwater Branch flows directly into it. The site is about 180 acres, which are adjacent to Payne's Prairie Preserve State Park. The components of the system include an inlet from Sweetwater Branch with barriers to large trash items and branches, a sediment control basin to collect debris and allow for further trash removal, a lake feature to hold the water until distributed to cells through a system of pipes and valves, distribution channels, and plant-filled ponds where the nitrogen starts to be removed. Each of the 3 cells were planted with 140,000 or more marsh plants using 8 species of native plants from donor marshes. And a sheet flow distribution channel for the water leaving the cells and flowing onto the 1,800 acres of Payne's Prairie wetland and eventually to the Alachua Sink.
This is a constructed treatment wetland that is improving the water quality, and for that to occur, it requires a large land area. This site is about 125 acres in size, and so it is land intensive to have a treatment wetland. And for 125 acres, this site is has the capacity to treat 7.5 million gallons of water per day.
The system was completed in the fall of 2015 and is working well. Measurements taken within months after completion show a reduction of total nitrogen of 72% and is expected to get better as the system matures. In addition to much improved water quality, the project, now called Sweetwater Wetlands Park, provides other important benefits. The park became an instant hit with wildlife. More than 180 species of birds have already been identified in less than a year after opening. Many of these birds, such as the limpkin, were not common in this region. The park is a birding hotspot for birders and nature photographers. Other wildlife, such as alligators, wild horses, and amphibians and reptiles, are here as well.
The project has $5.7 million in grants and cost shares. We had 12 different grants, separate grants from 6 different agencies.
The city also wanted to ensure that there were public use facilities, so GRU sought grants to pay for an open-air classroom, nature boardwalk, 3.5 miles of walking berms, nature overlooks, and educational signs.
One of the advantages to this park is that it's so accessible to the city of Gainesville. We feel like we're going to be getting a lot of people coming in just because it's so close to the city. It's even closer than some of the state parks around. So we feel like there might be more people that show up at this park, whether it's for exercise or whether it's just because they pass it on the road, that they'll come in and learn a little more about the project and learn maybe even about the impact they have on the water as it goes downstream.
Environmentally, in addition to the improved water quality flowing into the drinking water supply for Florida and the Southeast, about 1,300 acres of Paynes Prairie Preserve State Park have been hydrologically restored.
The Sweetwater Wetland Park would be applicable to locations all over the country. In fact, treatment wetlands have been constructed throughout the country to improve water quality.
This project cost the city $22 million as compared to the $45 million the treatment plant expansion was going to cost. Additionally, the operating costs are just a fraction of the alternative. This is a great example of how innovative thinking can lead to greater benefits and even have lower costs. This is something worth thinking about.